Do you think I never did. I mean, I used to think, well, once my house is paid off or once this, but I never got really clear where I was going to give myself, makes me emotional, like permission to live. Do you think part of it should be having some definition of that before we get into the
Yes,
day-to-day tactics?
but I don't want to call it the end zone because that's the thing that makes people go like, but they're not at the end yet. And let's not call it the end zone. Let's call it the
Okay.
10-yard line if we're going to go with that metaphor. In other words,
Okay.
like first down, can we do that? And what I would like people to actually define is when I talk about work life, what does the life part mean to them? People always say to me like, yeah, I added an hour of yoga. And I'm like, well, bravo, but that's not life. That's an hour you added. What's life mean to you? Because to me, life should mean the work-life balance is that when you come home and you're, doing the kids' homework with them or putting them to bed or hanging out and having a date night with your partner, that you're actually present enough to be able to enjoy it, that you're actually non-stressed enough that that feels like an important thing to do because time passes so quickly. It's the mundane stuff that we're missing out on because we're so checked out, we're obsessed with work, we're ruminating, we're preoccupied. So for me, living life is first be present in the regular stuff. You come home in the evening, a lot of people come home in the evening, people say who don't have families, they're so exhausted that they just veg out for 3 or 4 hours because they, believe, oh, I'm too tired. But that's mental fatigue. It's not physical fatigue. They're not physically tired. They sat at a desk all day or something. So
Mhm.
it's like figure out what life means to you. What are the things that matter to you in the non-work part of your life? Figure that out and make sure that's happening first. It's so basic, but let's start with basic.